mark which correct answers were there. I mean, obviously, if I marked it wrong on a true-false question, you know which one is right. But I didn't correct your A, B, C, D's questions. If you want, I can go through and read the correct answers, or I can kind of review the questions that a lot of people got wrong. It's up to you guys. Don't all speak at once.
Review the ones that a lot of people got wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
that. It's a dynamic speaker.
Okay. We'll start with number 5, okay? We got eight people got this one wrong. A1 releases a forward pass while both feet are behind the line of scrimmage, and A1's passing arm is beyond Team A's line of scrimmage. This is an illegal forward pass. True or false?
False.
False.
Why is it true? Well, that would be why the answer is false. So
The answer is false.
So the quarterback, when he's passing the ball, has to have both feet behind the orange puck, that offensive line of scrimmage, when he releases the ball. Okay? As soon as one foot passes that orange puck and he releases the ball, it's an illegal forward pass right from where that foot is. Okay? But if he's got both feet behind it and releases a forward pass and his arm goes over that orange puck while he's releasing it, that's fine. Okay? So the correct answer for that is false. Alright. We're skipping on through to number 21. We had 13 people get this one wrong, so you're not alone. Okay, so we have defender B7 commits illegal contact before passer A1 completes a legal forward pass to A3. Where would the penalty be enforced from if it was accepted by Team A? What do you guys think?
Previous spot. Previous spot.
Previous spot? Good. Why?
Because
You just know it, right?
yeah, because it's the right answer.
But there's a reason why it's the right answer,
Because
right?
it happened before the pass, so it's not added on.
Remember when we talked about
Clean hand.
running plays versus loose ball plays?
Yeah, it's a running play. It's a loose ball
Is
play.
it? Why is it a loose ball play?
I just don't answer. I don't know why it's right.
I think because he still has the opportunity to run with it. Like the ball's not actually released yet.
Not quite the answer I'm looking for, but you're getting closer to it. So a loose ball play, remember there's two different types of plays within a down, right? Or there can be, right? So the loose ball play occurs when quarterback releases the ball. The moment that quarterback releases the ball, it becomes a loose ball play, and everything preceding that release for the pass is part of the loose ball play. So in this question, we have defender B7 committing illegal contact. So to put it into a more real situation, ball snapped, defender pushes through a blocker to get to the quarterback. Okay, we flag it. Quarterback completes a pass 25 yards downfield. Okay, so when we enforce that, well, when we go through our SAPs, we talk to the captain, the offensive captain, and say, okay, we had an illegal contact penalty before the pass. You can either accept the penalty and take 10 yards from the previous spot because you haven't moved your pucks yet, or you can decline the penalty and take the spot 25 yards downfield. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. All right, next question. 21, how about 22? As A3 jumps to catch a ball, B4 commits pass interference. B4 catches the ball and is deflagged after running downfield. Where on the field should the pass interference penalty be enforced from if Team A chooses to accept the penalty?
Previous spot.
Previous spot.
Good. That's very, very similar to the last question. Okay, it has to do with loose ball plays, right? So everybody kind of understanding when previous spot penalties come into effect? Okay, cool. Let's see here. 24, a lot of people had trouble with. Okay, so player B2 is moving toward runner A1, who is in possession of the ball. B2 swipes the ball from the A1 yard line, causing him to lose possession. Oh, no wonder so many people got that question wrong.
Wait, which one?
24. Okay, we're not going to talk about that one. Cool.
Yeah, that one was confusing.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, we have the test sheet.
Let's go
I don't
to.
know how ways to like any of these answers.
Oh, okay, this is a good one. Let's go to 28. So after receiving the snap in her end zone, A1 is deflagged with the ball above the goal line with the forward point of the ball in the field of play. What is the ruling? Why is it a safety?
Because the ball had crossed the plane.
Right, so when we're coming out of the end zone, the entire ball has to be outside of the plane in order for us to not call a safety there. So if it's just the point or if the ball's halfway and they're deflagged, that's going to be a safety, okay? And I think where a lot of people got tripped up here is whose ball it's going to be and what yard line it's going to happen at, right? So if Team A gets deflagged in their own end zone and commits a safety, who's going to get the ball in the next possession? Team B, right? And where's that possession going to start?
14.
At their own 14-yard line, right? So when that happens, we got to hustle back down the other side of the field and get set up for the next possession. Okay?
Clint?
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't really about this, but if there's like an interception in the end zone, flag guard in the end zone, and then takes it out, would that be a touchback or would that be a safety?
I don't. So he is deflagged when he comes out of the end zone?
Yeah, he's out of the end zone by the time he gets deflagged.
Oh, that's a good question.
Because that happened in one of our games and I did.
So he flag guards in the end zone after intercepting it.
And runs it out. And then
It's gotta be a touchback, right? And then half the distance to the goal.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
that's
Yeah,
what I
so
thought.
He has to leave the end zone, right?
Right. Yeah. So I would go. Okay, we're gonna go enforce it from the 14 and go half the distance.
Okay.
So you end up at the
That's what
7.
we did, but you have to make sure.
That's smart. Good question. Okay, how about this? Number 29. Team A has the ball on first down. Oh, let me draw it up. First down, goal line to gain at the B10 yard line. So let's say this is the B10 right here. A2 receives the snap. Okay. B2, defender, is attempting to go towards A2. Can you guys see that all the way over there? Okay.
Yeah.
So while B2 is trying to get there, B2 bumps screen blocker A1. So we have an illegal contact penalty, right? Because he couldn't get around him. Okay. A2 throws a pass that is caught for a touchdown. We've got a touchdown on the play, right? So how are we gonna go about handling this flag, all right? We've got a legal contact penalty here, and the play resulted in a touchdown.
It's on B2, right?
Yeah, the illegal contact is on B2. Went through the blocker to put pressure on the quarterback. Quarterback was just a superstar and scored a touchdown anyways. How do we handle the penalty?
Force it on the try or the 16 spot after the try.
Nailed it. That's what we want to do, right? So we're going to give the offense that option, okay?
I made a big
If they
fan.
want to enforce it on the try, they can do that. Or if they just want to push the other team back after possession changes, they can do that too. They have a choice, all right? Make sure we're giving them that choice. And definitely don't just say, all right, this penalty doesn't count. I mean, we should never just forget about a penalty when we got laundry on the field.
Just a quick question, for like the NFL or college, they'd have to decline that, right, for it to count? in the
I am not an expert in NFL or college
Just
rules.
wondering.
I'm hardly an expert in nurse rules, so
Okay, just wondering.
let's stick to the nurse rules. You guys have any other burning questions on the test? 30 was the last one that a lot of people got wrong. And this is actually the play that we talked about to start with flag guarding and establishing the zone line to gain. Okay. So the correct answer for 30
A.
is A. Okay. Any questions on the test? We can go, I mean, the backside is, I corrected a lot of that stuff. I wasn't really planning to go through it. I think you guys have a much better feel for when to stop the clock and when to start the clock after going through it for 2 weeks. But if there's any uncertainties at all about when to start and stop the clock, let me know.
I have another question about that.
Okay.
Would the same principle apply if the offense committed a penalty when they were scoring like an extra point? Like,
So-
did the defense choose to move up when they started with the ball, or would they have to move them back and have to?
They would have to
try?
move them back and retry.
Okay.
Yeah. Good, good. All right. So we've gone through the test. Now we can talk about areas of coverage, which is the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk about tonight. I didn't show you guys this at training because there was a lot of other material thrown at you. But this is our areas of coverage, okay? This is what each position is responsible for. I've been trying to talk you guys through this for the past 2 weeks, but I think it would really help to have a visual, right? So, this is pre-snap. We have our line of scrimmage, this red line here. Our referee is 7 and 7 away from the quarterback, okay? And they're responsible for the entire backfield, okay? Line judge, responsible for the entire line of scrimmage, both sides of it, okay? And they're responsible for everything that happens in this middle part of the field. Now, you can see that as you move further to this side of the field, the line judge is less and less responsible, and the back judge has to kind of own up to this side of the field a little bit, okay? So keep that in mind when you're out there, and realize that if you have a better look at it than your partner does, then you need to help out, okay? And realize that if you're a line judge and the play's all the way over here, trust your back judge to help you out, okay? Because if it ends up being super close to the zone line to gain, and maybe the back judge had a great look at it, they came out here, had a great view at it, and they really sell it, then awesome, that's great. They just helped you out a lot. But this zone line to gain, 9 times out of 10 needs to be the line judge, okay? We really need to hustle to get to those zone lines to gain, and we really need to be communicating whether that's going to be a first down or not, okay? So the line judge has this part of the midfield, they have the zone lines to gain, and they have this entire sideline, okay? With the exception of it being all the way downfield, okay? When it gets to be those downfield plays, this is when our back judge comes in and really kind of takes over this side of the field. So anytime there's a deep ball, the back judge needs to be with those players, okay? The catchphrase is never get beat deep. Back judges never get beat deep, right? So that means they're hustling. If that means you have to give yourself a cushion so those players don't beat you to the goal line, that's fine. Totally fine with that. But you need to be the first one on the goal line to make that call. And it really doesn't matter if there's no one around them, because it looks bad if a player burns you to the end zone and you're like 20 yards away, like just jogging up there. It looks bad. We want to look professional out there. We want to look like we know what we're doing. So get to that goal line, all right? Because that's your responsibility as a back judge, all right? Any questions on this areas of coverage thing? Another thing I'll add with areas of coverage is keep in mind that if you're a line judge, all the plays that happen in this yellow area is where you should be really keying on for penalties and for killing the play. By killing the play, I mean blowing your whistle when there's somebody runs out of bounds or if somebody gets deflagged, okay? If a person gets deflagged right here, you better be the one blowing your whistle, okay? Because if the referee has to blow his whistle, that's going to confuse the participants because they're going to be like, why is a whistle coming from all the way back here, right? And I've seen it happen, all right? So we need to be on top of our areas of coverage, okay? It's going to cut down a lot of confusion, It's going to cut down on inadvertent whistles, okay? So let's take some responsibility for our areas of coverage, all right? Now, I understand in these areas where there's a little bit of overlap, I understand there's going to be double whistles there, okay? That's just going to happen. It's kind of part of the game. But we need to be responsible for our areas, okay? Let's not forget that. Okay, so we kind of talked about this already, but that's just a diagram of what it should look like when we get closer to the end zone, okay? The offensive end zone, I should say. So you can see where the back judge is. They have this entire sideline and most of the goal line here. Now, excuse me. Yeah, the line judge has the goal line, and they're also going to help out in this corner. You guys will just need to communicate. If you have a play happen right in this corner over here, you may need to look at each other first and maybe look for a nod or something. Like maybe your back judge nods at you like, yeah, I got a touchdown, and you have a touchdown too. Go up together with the touchdown signals, okay? And don't do it halfway. Go all the way up, right? Can't say that enough. Any questions on areas of coverage for the goal line? So punts is very similar to how we normally set up. The only difference is the back judge needs to be with the deepest receiver, right? Whoever's receiving the punt. A lot of times they're all back there anyways, so that kind of makes it like you should be back there, right? Another thing on punts, when we actually have the punt caught and they're returning it, remember the referee becomes the back judge. Line judge is hustling down there to help get that spot, and the back judge is the guy trailing the play. Okay? So if you're a referee, yeah, you're at your 7-7. If the ball starts coming down, say it starts coming towards you, don't take steps inside, take steps outside. Maintain that outside-in perspective. And that goes for back judges too. I never want to see back judges getting stuck in the middle of the field. Okay? Because if you get stuck in the middle of the field, you might have 3 players in front of you and 4 players behind you, and you're compromised. You can't really get a good look at the play. So always make sure that you're boxing players in. Okay? You want everybody in front of you. And the best way to do that is to stay on the outside of the field as much as you can. And that's not to say if the play's over here, I don't want you staying all the way on the sideline. I still want you to come in and help out, have a presence, but just don't be the guy that gets stuck in the middle of the field while players are running all around him. It looks bad. And I haven't even seen too much of that. It's just been a couple instances, and I wanted to make sure that we were on the same page with that. I don't think I'm skipping too far down the agenda here. Where are we at?
Video clips.
We are at video clips? Awesome. So I got a couple clips here. We'll start with this one. Do you guys see that okay?
We maybe shut the first row of lights on.
Yeah, let's do that. How's that? Does that help at all?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah.
So it's a little grainy. And I believe this play happens in the far corner. All right, so we see where our officials are. We get a good incomplete signal. Let me just. So I don't know who's the official over there, and it doesn't really matter, but we make a really solid incomplete signal, and then we just turn and run away, right? What we want to do, especially when we have players going down to the turf in a really close play like that in the end zone, the motions are going to be running high for them. We need to get in there and have a presence, be like, all right, guys, good play, we got 3rd down coming up. And just kind of have a presence there and let them know you're there, that you saw the play, let them know that was clean, and make sure they go back to their teammates without having any problems. Because, I mean, absolute worst case scenario, our officials turn away and run back to their pre-snap positions, and these guys are still jawing at each other and potentially start pushing each other, and who knows what can happen after that, right? So let's just make sure we have a presence with the players, especially on those close plays, okay? something as simple as, that was a clean, good play guys, good play. Sometimes that's all it takes. They just want to know that you saw the play. So this is a perfect encroachment call. It's exactly what we want on encroachments. I was the guy filming this, and Ray is actually the line judge. And he was telling the guy to back up. Black, back up, back up. The guy either didn't hear him or thought he was onside. Offense tries to start the play, but remember, encroachments were killing the play, right? So Ray throws his flag high up in the air and blows his whistle, killing the play, waving his arms, making sure everybody knows that that play is dead, okay? Because how else are we going to stop the play, right? So when we have encroachments, let's make sure we're having a presence. Step onto the field, throw your flag high, blow your whistle loud, okay, and wave those arms, okay, and then do your encroachment signal, and your referee will go ahead and do his or her thing. So this kind of has to do with cleaning up the play. I call this fish tanking. Our back judge is on the other side of the field and doesn't really make an effort to go in with the players. And this goes back to the first clip, right? We don't want to be watching from a distance like you're looking into a fish tank. We need to actually get in with the players and have a presence with them, right? Because bad things can happen if we're not. If games aren't officiated, bad things happen, right? So as officials, we need to have the presence there. So there's a couple examples of flag guarding here. And I think if you guys see what we're looking for, it's going to help tremendously. Right there. You see that? Did you guys see that?
Just want them away.
Right there. He's carrying the ball, like, yeah, he has his arm up here while he's carrying it, but he takes a step to his left, and as he's doing that, he brings his arm down and swipes away the guy's hand. Okay? That's definition of a flag guard. Anytime we have swiping of the hands or dropping the ball down, it's a flag guard every time. And we did flag that one. Good job, boys and girls. You guys see that? So yeah, the guy was reaching for the flags, but as he was doing it, he just totally grabbed hip and kept the guy from getting the first down. Right? That's definition of holding. Okay? How do we enforce holding? 10 yards from the end of the run, right? That's a really easy one. We should be getting that play every time because it's easy to enforce.
Is it always 10 yards from the end of the run, or only assuming that it gets tackled because of the hold? Like, if he had broken out and run for another 10 yards.
Yeah, I mean, if he stayed on his feet and went another 10 yards, that's the end of the run.
It's always end of the run?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, think about it in terms of like advantages. Like, why would we penalize the offense for still being able to gain all those yards, even if the defense had an illegal advantage? Like, that seems like
I thought it was screw the offense kind of thing.
when the penalties are on the offense, we're
Yeah,
totally
screw
screwing
them.
them.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's watch that one more time, and then we'll go to the next one. He totally would have had the first down had that guy not grabbed it.
That's the second guy.
It was at like 80 something when I gave it to you today. I don't think it's smart to charge it. Right, I agree.
That So they're not able to stop him, so they decide, we're just going to shove this guy out of bounds to stop his rampage. Now, this isn't tackle football, right? You can't shove people out of bounds. Flag football is a non-contact sport. So anytime you see somebody get pushed out of bounds, that's illegal contact. Like, we can't do that. It's not a rule in the sport where you can just push people out of bounds. So we're throwing a flag on that, and we're going 10 yards from the end of the run. Because that's how bad things start to happen, okay? I don't think I need to show that again. It was pretty clear.
Why wouldn't that be unsportsmanlike?
You know what? You could call that unsportsmanlike. I would be totally fine with you doing that. Especially if in your captain's meeting you make it clear that it's a non-contact sport. And maybe you've already got them once for pushing somebody out of bounds. If they keep doing it, absolutely, that's unsportsmanlike conduct. And if you deem it to be a malicious shove, yeah, unsportsmanlike, for sure. It's a good question. So you guys see what happened, right? Unfortunately, the play went to the other side of where our line judge was. So already the line judge was kind of at a disadvantage. Luckily, the back judge realizes this and runs up. Now, I would have liked to have seen that happen a lot sooner, but I understand the play happened quickly. But as line judge, even if the play does go to the other side of the field, we need to be on that goal line ready to make a call. Even if you don't feel like you have the best view all the way across the field, you're in the best position to make the call. Because the back judge, from where he's standing back here, he can't really tell if this guy's knee is down or when the ball crosses the plane. Like, yeah, he can probably take a pretty good guess at it, but to be frank, he's not in a position to make that call. The line judge is in the best position to make that call. And if that means that the line judge is running down across this goal line to help sell the call, then that needs to happen, okay? We definitely shouldn't be still running towards the goal line when they actually cross or don't cross that goal line, okay? So always try to get to that goal line. Well, don't try, just do it. Always get to the goal line. We got some pass interference here, or non-pass interference. Oh, let me go back to that. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the meeting with the ball hitting the ground. Pretty darn close. But if it hits the ground, we need to blow that dead. So that guy is like head and shoulders above both other players, and the defenders end up on the ground, and he's still asking for a pass interference penalty. Now, our back judge handles it very well. You can't really hear the explanation in the video, but diffuses it very easily by saying that everybody went straight up into the air. Right? That's all you really need to say. Right? You can hear him say straight up. Sometimes that's all you need to say. And he correctly called that no pass interference.
Get in there! Yes, Sonny!
What do we have? Anything? Nothing. Right. So that's what we want to encourage our participants to do, is to carry the ball up here, because there's no way they can commit a flag guarding penalty when the ball's out here. And they're going to get extra yards when they carry the ball out here. So when you have your captains meetings, encourage them to hold the ball like this. Like, admit, like, yeah, it looks silly because that's not how people normally carry a football. But in flag football, that's actually the most advantageous way to carry it. And I thought that was a pretty good example of how to do that. Okay, so this happened earlier this week, and this is what happens when we don't call contact penalties early on in a game. It's called a snowball effect, right? So you let one thing go, and the other team sees this and be like, oh, okay, we can get away with that, and then they try it next, and then the other team one-ups them, and now it's getting a little bit more physical. And all of a sudden, you have a very physical flag football game on your hands, and it's hard to regain control once you've set that standard of we're going to allow contact to happen. So this is when it all boils over, and I was pretty fortunate to catch this on film. And the flag did come in there. That was a correct call. But obviously, after a long physical game, player on black takes exception to it, and the player on the white team isn't exactly diffusing the situation either. There are a lot of antagonizing going on both sides. And Keegan actually did a really good job handling that. He threw a flag on the play, which is good. And he also kept blowing his whistle and maintained a presence with the players. Now, if it had gotten any worse with shoving and stuff, I need you guys to get out of there. Okay? Don't try and separate players if that ever comes to that. You guys don't get paid enough for that. But what we wanted, the point of this video is that we don't ever want it to get to this point. We need to be getting contact early and often, so we don't set a standard for a stiff arm spin move. Okay, because this is flag football. Like, yeah, spin moves are cool, but when we start throwing forearms out and like leveling people like that, it's just not going to go over well for anybody out there.
You watch it one more time?
Yeah. It's a heck of a play. Like, that kid definitely played football in high school. So the outcome of that play, we had an illegal contact penalty on the offense, right? And we also had unsportsmanlike conducts for both sides, right? So I don't have that part on film, but we enforced the penalty, the live ball penalty first. First the illegal contact penalty. You do your SAPs, right? Legal contact on the offense, 10-yard penalty, second down, or whatever the heck it was. After that, then you announce your unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and those are going to offset because we had them on black and white. Okay, just an important thing to remember. So this guy might actually be offsides. It's kind of hard to tell, but.
Smitty, go! Go, Smitty!
Get it, Sonny! So you guys can't tell from this video, but after I ended that clip, I ran down there to see where the spot was, and by tackling that guy, he actually